When you come this far, you kind of get some energy that maybe you thought you didn't have, because the stakes are a lot higher than before. I mean, we're playing for everything now. So I think the guys will be ready for the challenge. We just got to come out, I think, like we did in Game 5, right at the top of the show, but carry it out throughout the game.
The coach, Pat Riley, saying almost it becomes insignificant for this team if you don't win this championship. Does that put too much burden on the athletes?
Well, you know, it puts pressure on us, but we have pressure on us all season long. But, you know, sometimes you need challenges, sometimes you need something to motivate you or go for. And I think he just want to throw a challenge out there for us and see if we can respond to it.
As for the Pistons, there is a prevailing attitude on the part of many that their best chance is today, not to wait for a 7th game. Let's go down and find out how Dick Stockton and Billy Cunningham feel about that. Dick?
All right, Brent, that may be so, but as far as the Lakers are concerned, they're on their own. From the moment that Pat Riley guaranteed a repeat champion to the many times he has had to deliver the motivational pleas during these playoffs, the coach seems to have said the right things to keep the dream going. But maybe by now the players have heard enough, and today their actions will have to speak louder than Pat Riley's words. And Billy, I've got to ask you how these two clubs have approached this series. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I think, number one, the coaches analyze what type of team they have. Pat Riley feels that his club, the Lakers, need challenges, and that's what he's offered to them all through this year. Now, you look at the Pistons. Chuck Daly says, hey, I got a young team in this situation. Let's make sure it's nice and loose, and that's the way they've been approaching it. But on the court, there's a few areas that the Lakers must do a better job to beat the Pistons today. The Lakers' number one problem is rebounding. Detroit's rebounding edge has increased every game. Here's a play from Game 5 that shows Detroit's control of the defensive boards. After a quick push up the floor by Dennis Rodman, James Edwards will control the offensive boards. LA's other problem has been their ineffective fast break. Magic Johnson has been hounded by the Detroit defense, so much so that at times the Lakers can't get him the inbound pass. And here, 6'11" Michael Thompson ends up handling the ball, which takes away any fast break opportunity and allows Detroit's defense to set up well in advance.
Of course, the tough assignment for the Pistons is having to win the title on the road, but they could be called the Road Warriors, Brent, because they won 2 games at Chicago Stadium, 2 at Boston Garden, and they're going to have to win a pair at the Forum to capture the title this time.
Yeah, Dick, and I think one of the reasons why they've played so well on the road, we've talked about it, is that late season acquisition. In fact, let's go back in history the last 3 years. In '86, when the Celtics won, Bill Walton was productive. Last year, Michael Thompson, coming from San Antonio, did the job. This year, Detroit acquired James Edwards from the Phoenix Suns. He's been part of that bench rotation. Look at the difference in production. If there's one thing that has to change for the Lakers, they must get some production off the bench, be it points or rebounding, because this 9-man rotation of the Pistons has absolutely killed them so far. Chuck Daly doing a superb job of rotating. We come back, we'll have the opening tip-off as the Detroit Pistons shoot for an NBA championship in Game 6.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Forum in Inglewood, California, for Game 6 of the 1988 NBA Finals between the Detroit Pistons and the defending world champion Los Angeles Lakers. And now for the starting lineups. First, for the Eastern Conference champion Detroit Pistons. At forward, in his 12th year out of Notre Dame at 6'5", number 45, Adrian Dantley. At forward, in his 12th campaign out of Hampton Institute at 6'10", number 44, Rick Mahorn. At center, in his 8th year out of Notre Dame at 6'11", number 40, Bill Laimbeer. At guard, in his 3rd year out of McNeese State at 6'3", number 4, Joe Dumars. And at guard, in his 7th year out of Indiana University at 6'1", number 11, Isaiah Thomas. The head coach for the Detroit Pistons, Chuck Daly. And now for the Western Conference champion, Los Angeles Lakers. At guard, in his 9th year out of Michigan State, at 6'9", number 32, Irvin Magic Johnson. At guard, in his 5th campaign out of Arizona State, at 6'4", number 4, Byron Scott. At forward, in his 3rd season out of Oregon State, at 6'9", number 45, A.C. Green. At forward, in his 6th year out of North Carolina, at 6'9", number 42, James Worthy. And at center, the captain, in his 19th year out of UCLA, at 7'2", number 33, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And the head coach for the Los Angeles Lakers, Pat Riley.
The officials working today's 6th game, Ed Rush and Hugh Evans.